And now we're going to move on to the YouTube section. So we kind of organize these in a logical fashion. The first question is ZYZZ1998. He had a couple questions, but I isolated some of them. He asked, "Is it fun making these videos? And do you guys like your job?" So I think that's appropriate. We wouldn't be doing YouTube if we didn't enjoy it. So I like making videos. I like editing it. I like playing the custom games. You know what? Sometimes it can be tedious. It can be kind of a grind, especially with the way this channel works, where it's at least an upload every single day. And basically, it's Duck and I running the channel, and then other people will hand us off videos. But it comes down to being him and I. And if one of us goes on break or if something happens, then the other person has to do a video every single day on top of a work schedule, school and all that stuff. So it's fun, but it does have its taxing times.
Right. Yeah, it's just obviously we enjoy it, but there's times that it kind of sucks because it's we're both pretty busy. We're both college students and all that. So, but all right. So Leaping Frog 854 says, "What capture card do you use?" We started off using Hoppage HD PVRs, and that's what Oakley still uses. I accidentally fried my by plugging it into the wrong AC adapter, and now it smells like smoke. But anyways, so now I use along with AJ and Abel an Elgato HD capture, which is actually really nice. Also, they both kind of have a couple advantages and disadvantages, but the Elgato's working out really great.
Yeah,
I'd
or
highly recommend either of those.
yeah, I was gonna say the hot budge is a bit older in terms of what we were using. It's clunkier, it's got a lot of wires, but it gets the job done. And the Elgato is something we're starting to transition our members to because it does have a lot of cool applications. It's a really small device. The hot
Right.
badge is like a big box, and the Elgato's got to be really tiny. Maybe it's like a super size, maybe double stack. Two iPods on top of each other. Like
It's like your iPhone 5. It's a little bigger than an iPhone 5 in like an OtterBox probably. It's small, whereas the Hoppage is like, you know, two-thirds the size of your Xbox. It's so the size is a lot different. There's a lot less wires involved in the Elgato.
yeah,
Um, so it's definitely nice.
it's got its advantages, and I know a lot of you guys in the comments asked about YouTube related stuff and what you use to capture. So we'll be doing a whole thing on the second channel where we talk about that, and we're going to be advertising for the Elgato device because we do think it does have its benefits, and we have a running deal with Elgato. So you'll see more of Elgato in the near future.
Right.
And Shane Edwards says, "I'm strongly considering making my own channel, and I was wondering how you had gotten subs in the start of the channel and what video editing software you use. I'd really appreciate if you answer this." And some other guys said, Special says, "How can someone as myself gain more subscribers through Halo content?" And then DJ Pro 420
Fierce.
says, "How did you get the channel? How did you get the channel to be so big? What did you do to advertise?" So all of these are talking about, how do I start my own YouTube channel and grow it? Um, I guess the YouTube um, environment's always changing. When we first entered into the YouTube environment, like I said, we found the niche we wanted to inhabit, and that was basically Halo Forge tutorials and map reviews. So there were already some people in place doing that, but the people in place we found didn't really do an adequate job. They didn't know how to forge, and so when they did map reviews, it kind of sucked. And the tutorials, a couple of people did it, but they were long and they weren't short enough and to the point. So what we did is we found a market that we knew we wanted to take over, and then we just did the job better than everyone else. And what helped us get there is, it just took time and patience to build the channel slowly but surely. We used the fact that Darth Human was on our crew. He makes all these great maps, Speed, Crash Up Derby, all that stuff. He was our initial way to get advertised because everyone knew about Darth and Darth's maps. And then from there on out, we used our contacts on Forge Hub and other affiliate networks and custom games. And once the word got out that we were doing features and tutorials and all that stuff, people started to congregate around us. And then from there, it just grew slowly but surely. Yeah, and what I want to mention is we're not going to spend too much time on this, but what we're actually going to do on the second channel is I'm thinking of making a whole show called Inside YouTube, where we're going to address these questions specifically, and we'll talk about everything you'd want to know about this. So we'll walk you through, everything on how to promote your channel and do new content,
Right.
Photoshop tutorials, and whatnot.
Yeah, and to add to that, like if you're trying to start a channel in the market, I guess. I mean, obviously you need to have good videos. That's, a given. But the I think something that's cool about the Forge community and the Halo community is it's really interconnected. So you can go to like sites like Forge Hub or Halo Customs or Halo Council or 343industries.org or whatever, and kind of network between those and get the word out. So I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, and I would say, do what you love for now, and then figure out how to make it work. And for the tips and advice, we'll make that playlist on the second channel.
Right.
So I would stay tuned for that. Malachite Gaming says, if you were to add one more person to the channel, who would that be? What would they be like? What would they specialize in? Blah blah blah. Don't be biased for Forge. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, I was thinking like, we've got, I think, a pretty good crew Forge wise. We've got some pretty big names in, the various areas. So I would be more interested in having, like, I know I came on purely as a Forger. I had no video editing experience, no commentating experience. So it's been kind of tough on the more technical side of things. I can talk about maps all day, but learning to actually, commentate and make videos and all that was tough. So I think it would be more important to bring on someone who had the YouTube experience than the actual like Forge knowledge. I mean, obviously Forge knowledge is important, but having an additional person who could really help hold up the channel with like Oakley said, it's when one of us goes on break, the other one's like screwed. So having a third guy who could kind of fill that role would probably be interesting and helpful.
Yeah, and we're gonna look into the community in the future. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll get one of you to help us out. Who knows how we'll run this? But I think we'll probably look for people with expertise from other channels or from communities. We're gonna try and outreach and try and find people who can help us. I mean, otherwise we're always looking for recommendations for maps to check out. That always helps us out. Insanely Legit 4 says, do you guys watch any other gaming channels, Rooster Teeth, Team Epiphany, and why don't you guys make trailers for your maps? They would be really look.
They would be really uh,
um,
typo.
well, do we watch other gaming channels? I use YouTube relatively frequently. I mean, most of the time is just for uploading our own content, and then I get off. In terms of subscribing to other channels, I watch some other gaming channels. Rooster Teeth, I'll watch their rage quits because they're hilarious. Um, and yeah, I watched all sorts of other channels and stuff like that. Magic tricks, prank shows, everything. I've watched some StarCraft videos because I was thinking of getting that game. Rome Total War, all sorts of gaming channels and other music channels. That's where I get most of my songs. But as for like Team Epiphany and other forgers, we like keeping an eye on other people who do the same stuff as us, to see what's been done. And we talk to them sometimes to see how we can work together. And always, if there's someone discovers a new forge trick, we'll go ahead and use that in our own maps and whatnot. So we do keep tabs on the Halo community at large.
Right. And yeah, I don't have a ton of time to sit down and watch YouTube videos, but in the past, I know I used to be pretty into Battlefield, and I really liked Don't Blink. He was like my favorite YouTube commentator around. And he hasn't done videos for a while, but I really liked him. Other than that, I mostly just I'll watch like music related stuff. I'll watch like live performances from Muse or Nine Inch Nails or Dream Theater or whatever. Um, and then as far as trailers for our maps, because they would really look, uh, we've done that in the past. I mean, we did some previews in Halo 4, when there wasn't as much content, um, towards the beginning, and we did like that Bunker Hill trailer, and we may be working on some really huge, awesome internal project that's gonna have a trailer before too long. Um, but other than that, I don't think it's quite fair to, give our maps more attention than, the average map. So it's not like we could do a trailer and a feature video for every map. So I think doing that for our maps would be kind of unfair.
Yeah, and plus with our uploading schedule, we already have a map review or a tutorial every day. So to throw a trailer up on top of that would maybe be a bit too much.
Right.
Although we will do it occasionally, for some circumstances. Mr. Zahir 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 says, "Do you like the people who represent Team Epiphany, Duquesne, and Halo 4 follower?" So as I said, we've talked to these guys, we've networked with them. Team Epiphany, people always like to compare us to Team Epiphany, say Team Epiphany is better, you guys are better. And I remember one comment someone said where you can't really compare them; they're different guys. They had said we're like the Discovery Channel because we do more, fact and informative stuff, whereas Team Epiphany was more of a laid back commentary style.
Right.
We have nothing against these other communities and our supposed competition. We talk to them regularly. We've worked with Duquesne in the past. He actually used to do some of our race videos. Halo 4 follower, I haven't really looked into him too much. I mean, I'm sorry, but his information is usually a lot of speculation and it's not that great.
Hey, did you guys know Master Chief's going to be in Halo 5? Oh, 20,000 views right there. All right, here we go. Um, but yeah.
um, Yeah, so there's like some channels like that where I mean I appreciate the work he does, but sometimes we work really hard to make a whole video and it'll get 10, 20,000 views, and he goes and like speculates that Master Chief, like Duck said, is gonna make a comeback in the next Halo game, and it gets lots of views. So there's a little bit of frustration with stuff like that, but it's nothing against the person themselves.
Right. Yeah, we network and talk to plenty of these people. So Luke more. I'm bad with these names. 99. When Destiny comes out, will you do Let's Plays? And if so, will it be on this channel or a different channel? Yes, right? I mean, on THFE Productions, our little secondary channel, we've been covering a lot of Destiny news. And when that game comes out, we'll be sure to, actually um, cover, cover it with gameplay, Let's Plays, all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah,
we'll definitely be doing that.
the main channel is called the Halo Forge Epidemic, as people always tell us whenever we try to put new stuff on the main channel. So we'll keep the main channel THFE. I mean, there'll be shoutouts to other stuff, but the second channel THFE Productions is where you'll see other games, and that's probably where Destiny will fit in nicely.
Right.
Yeah, now we're gonna move on to the Forge section.